Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another Ravenloft review. This time, it's the Book of Crypts. Obanal asked me to try and focus on the supplements as opposed to the adventures, and I don't think I actually have any supplements. Almost everything I have is more or less an adventure, a module, whatever you want to call it. However, this one is actually a book of, I just going to have to count how many there are, but it is a bunch of mini adventures. 1, 2, 9 of them. Okay, there you go. 9 separate individual mini adventures, quests, all taking place in Ravenloft. Now, there were a couple I wasn't really fond of, but you know that's going to happen. You know, I'm going to say like 2 out of 9 I probably wouldn't run, but that's not bad. You know, and of course your guys' mileage is going to vary, you know, depending on what you're actually into when it comes to, you know, the things that you're actually looking for in quests. You know, what exactly you, and I should say your party members are looking for while you're, you know, more or less trapped in Ravenloft. The first one, Bride of Mordnon, very Bride of Frankenstein-esque. It was nice. It was a decent little adventure. Blood in Moondale. I'm sure you can guess what that one was. Anytime you mention Moon, everybody instantly leaps to werewolves, and this is no disappointment there. The Dark Minstrel, decent. I don't want to give too much away when it comes to the plots and what have you. Just know that for the most part, you know, you're going to get, you know, a pretty decent shake. Now, mind you, every one of them needs some tweaking. Even if you do run it, you know, rules as written, 2nd edition, there's some things that are always left out. Sometimes it's the XP, sometimes it's decent treasure, sometimes it's little details, sometimes it's, you know, more encounters along the way, or maybe stats or maps. It's definitely lacking in maps. I would prefer they give us a few more maps, especially in some of the underground areas. The Dark Minstrel, did I mention that one? I think that was one of the ones I wasn't really thrilled with. The Cedar Chest, that was a really good one. Corrupted Innocence, decent, very decent. The Rite of Terror, one of my favorites. The Man with Three Faces, kind of iffy. I really hate when adventures or whatnot delve into like illusions and phantasms and dreamscapes and things that aren't really there. We're already, you know, kind of doing that to begin with. Throwing that in there just complicates things and really just seems kind of like a you know, a cheap way of doing things when you could just, you know, for the most part, there's magic in here, for Christ's sake. Just use the magic in you know, a grander way, as opposed to, you know, more or less it's all in your head kind of thing. It's just, for me, that's just kind of distasteful. Rite of Terror, not bad. Man with Three Faces, not a fan of that one. The Living Crypt, that was really, really good. And Death's Cold Laughter, it was okay, but there's an NPC in there that I'm never fond of jesters, and making a jester a prominent character, you know, is either going to force you to try to be, you know, overly silly or try to be comical when maybe you're not. Now that's not the problem, but I just, you can't help but picturing the person as, you know, weak and flawed to begin with, being that their life, you know, ended up with them being a jester. But for the most part, you definitely get your, you know, your money's worth. For characters levels 3 and up, you could even tone it down a little bit if you wanted to in some cases, and you could definitely increase the danger level to accommodate characters easily over 10th level, especially, what was it, the Living Crypt. That one was That one was really brutal, to be honest. Combat-wise, I'm guessing that these were kind of in order of danger level. If I don't want to go challenge rating because some of them are more challenging than others when it comes to the things they have to figure out. But if you're just going combat-wise, you could easily set. You could easily set this as high as, I would say, maybe 15th level, with not a lot of tweaking, just a little bit more combat, because a lot of times it is really just a war of attrition. But I really like this one. I like this one a lot. I really like the idea of having a book with lots of little mini adventures, so that you can wedge them in wherever you need, and in case you're running out of time or something, you can pull out a book like this, go through it real quick, and find something to fill the space while you're working on other projects or drawing up maps or things like that. And obviously, who doesn't like a good side quest every now and then? And this fits the bill perfectly. See if I can get rid of that glare. But there you have it, a quick short one. I'm going to be reviewing, hopefully by Monday, Adam's Wrath, which, if you guys aren't familiar with Adam, it's a very Frankenstein-esque story. I really like it a lot. Always a huge fan of Frankenstein. And this one does not disappoint in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, so far it's one of my favorites out of everything that I read. Mind you, the Van Richten's guides are way, way, way up there. But when it comes to just straight adventures, so far that one is right up there in first place. So if you guys have any questions, or you want to talk about Ravenloft, or if you even want to recommend or suggest a particular Ravenloft book that I review, I've got easily 20 more to go through before the end of, let's say, November. I may be able to squeeze it in before Thanksgiving, and I may even have to cut it short, because once the holidays roll in, I'm going to be kind of busy. I'm sure everybody else is. But just in case, if you got some recommendations, let me know. I'll be happy to consider them. And who knows, they might already be in my collection. If not, sorry, them's the breaks. This is the worst time of year to go hunting for game-related books and items. So until next time, folks, have a great weekend. And until next time, happy trails.